D, wait for it, delightful.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
What's up, nerds? So we watched The Mandalorian, season 3, episode 3, titled The Heiress, and we all know why it was titled The Heiress. And we are going to sit and chit chat about this, kind of give our overview and break this sucker down. This is my brother Marlon. Marlon, how are you doing?
I'm great, everyone.
Awesome. So real quick, what did you think about this episode? Just your first thoughts.
It was pretty good.
Right on.
I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10.
Oh, see, I'm giving it a 10 out of 10. This episode was so good, so freaking good. I was so happy. So we are gonna dive right into this. So they first started out. They're chugging through space, with the Razor Crest that is a hot mess, and they land on that planet, the watery planet or whatnot. Mm-hmm. And I don't know about you, but I wrote down I like seeing the Mon Calamari. I like that a lot. I like bringing them back. Also, this was obviously some kind of an aquatic planet because they had the Mon Calamari, the Quarren, and then they also had those frog people, which I don't know what species that is, but I've never seen them.
Yeah, I don't know what they are either.
But I did like seeing the Mon Calamari. I think they're super fun. So he botches the landing, kind of lands in the water and everything. I wrote down I liked seeing that reconfigured AT-AT, AT-AT, into a crane. I liked seeing that a lot. I thought that was cool. I'm like, of course you would take junk and make it, what useful.
It was a nice little throwback. It's a little show.
And even though they showed up again, I don't like the frog people. I don't know about you. I don't like them.
No, I mean, they're not my favorite. I think they're just kind of like a means to an end. He needed to do something with Baby Yoda later, so he needed them.
Right on.
It's whatever.
Also, I do have to admit, when they saw each other and started running towards each other, I was like, oh, that's so freaking cute. I love that. I just don't like your frog grossness.
Yeah, I almost went, do they have some kind of psychic ability? Because he knew exactly when she was on the dock somehow.
Right on. That's funny. That's what he did. I didn't think about that, but he just she's all like, husband. He's just randomly there,
Yeah.
So.
And almost they should have subtitled it, because you're just they're doing that weird sound, and you're just what are they saying to each other right now? She might be talking shit.
Right on. One question I wrote down was when he went into the bar, and they were Baby Yoda was kind of eating. Besides the little white tokens that he got when he paid the person to fix his ship, I wrote down, where is he getting all this money? I mean, he's got to be running out soon, right? He's just handing last episode he handed over 500, and then this episode he's handing over money to fix his ship, and then he handed over. Now those white tokens he got from episode 1, the Mon Calamari nuggets or whatever they're called.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'm all like, where's all this money come from? He's just handing money over left and right.
I mean, they don't explain it, but I would have just assumed he had saved up enough from all his previous bounties to, he had a little hideaway, little emergency fund. But it's a good who's your benefactor, bro?
Oh,
I will say this also in the bar. Does every bowl of feces come with a little
chowder
squid thing in it, or just Baby Yoda's came with one? Because if you watch him when he loads the first bowl, it does have a clump in there, which I go, where is this coming from?
That's funny. I think, yes, every bowl does have it. Because then later on, Sasha Banks' character, Kosha Reeves, she is eating that squid. She slurps it up.
Yeah, she does slurp it up.
One whole bite. So they go into that bar, and he's all like, I need info and stuff. And he gets info from that one Quarren, and he takes him on his little ship, his little boating ship. And while they're on the boat, I liked. I've never heard of a mama core. Have you ever heard of a mama core? I tried looking it up.
I know.
And I did say the whole time I was like, I would have liked to have seen the mama core. What?
I went to go touch something. And I put my finger up like this.
Oh, you're fine. I would have liked to have seen the mama core.
It kind of
what?
Yeah, it would have been interesting to see, like, because one thing I love about the universe that George Lucas has created is he's such a good world builder. I would have liked to see more of some of the, and maybe they made this up for the show, I don't know, but I do like to see more of the worlds that he's built and some of the kind of the creatures that he has thought of. But yeah, but this is also why I only gave it a 7 out of 10, because I feel like this episode should have been episode 2, and episode 1 and 2 should have been like compacted together and put into one episode, because I feel like we should be further along in this season.
Gotcha. Well, speaking of Sasha Banks, so the other Mandalorians, they show up. And, which, by the way, when he's all like, do you guys want to see the mama core eat? And I'm all like, what's going on here? Nobody wants to see this thing eat. Nobody cares. And then as soon as he got close, I was like, something's going down. And that armor must be like, why he's wearing that armor around. I'm all like, well, now you're just a target for everybody, because everybody's all like, this stuff is, pure gold. So I'm all like, why are you wearing that around?
Yeah.
But at the same time, he does take all those bullets later on. So when the Mandalorians show up, I thought their fight was super cool. I thought it was awesome. They were just, hacking and slashing. And
it was good.
Yeah. And then, of course, when Bo-Katan takes off her helmet, I thought that was super cool, because I was like, except Katie Sackhoff's wig is like.
I wrote that down. I hate her look in this. I don't know how many years this has been since Rebels, but they couldn't have given her longer hair. Does she have to wear that headband thing or whatever it is? Couldn't they just, I wish she would have had longer hair and maybe like a different type of look or something. Maybe unless it went from Rebels maybe a year later and this is her still like a year after. But I mean, the timeline, they don't give us in my opinion, they don't give you a really good timeline of all this stuff. So I do wish Bo-Katan looked a little more aged, in the sense that maybe, like I said, her hair was longer and some.
I did appreciate though that she had helmet hair, because I'm all like, if you watch Clone Wars or Rebels, whenever she takes off her helmet, it like comes down and it's all like and everything, and I'm all like, at least this one it's like all crunched to her head, and I'm all like, that's what would happen if you were wearing a helmet and it's all sweaty and everything.
Yeah.
So they did mention, they did bring up why Mando doesn't take off his helmet. He is a child of the Watch, which I'm hoping they go into that just a little bit more, because I was very curious about it. I didn't like that they kind of referred to it like as it was like a cult almost.
It was. Death Watch was kind of like its own little like organization where they wanted the true Mandalorian way. And I mean, they definitely were the outsiders. So
for sure, I did write in big letters, all caps. I really liked seeing Bo-Katan. I really liked seeing her in the show.
But I will say this: I do like that that he is a child of the Watch, just because now they are showing the different sides of Mandalore. And they're going to have to come if there are still factions of Death Watch on different planets, they are going to have to come to some kind of reconciliation to bring all the Mandalorians together to retake Mandalore.
Yeah, with the dark saber. That's how you do it. So that's why. Okay, I said it's really cool to see all the Mandalorians working in tandem when they fight. I liked how when they attack the ship. Which is, we're going to talk about that now. Did you want to talk about them in the bar and like them defending him against the other Quarrens, the brother Quarren?
No. It's although I found it very surprising they shot all the ones on the dock, but they didn't shoot any of the ones on the ship. You'd think they'd just come in and do that, but
right on.
it's whatever.
So like I said, I liked it when they attacked the ship, how they're working in tandem. Like I like how, one was fighting from the front, one came from the behind, and then they just like hit them, and then they just jetpacked up and everything. I thought that was really great.
Yeah, I will say that they. So yeah, I wrote that down too. I like that they were a team. Like you could tell that they like one would nod in the hallway and the other would know just to start attacking or so forth. They didn't really have to verbally communicate. I will say this though. At the beginning of it, when they were planning, they're like, "Oh, the element of surprise is important." And like literally, the second dude they punch, after they punch the second dude, the third guy gets off. We're being attacked by pirates, and you're like, you didn't really plan that surprise part very well.
Right. That's funny. That's so true. That's so true. I did like the hallway fight at the beginning. Well, all of it, because it all takes place in a hallway. I really liked it. It was super cool when they came in the ship and you saw all 3 Mandalorians walking down the hallway side by side. I was like, oh, this is going to be so good.
Yeah.
I also like that they made the comment earlier about how the stormtroopers couldn't hit the broadside of a bantha.
Yes.
That's so true. They never hit anything. I did also like the line where they're like, when they're talking to the stormtroopers in the ship, the bridges, and he goes, how many is there? He's like, there's 10 of them. And then he's like, we're reading 4 life signs. And I'm like, that's so funny.
Yeah, it shows, once again, it does show their teamwork is so good. You don't know how they're moving so fast through these guys. You don't know how many there really are.
Right on. And then I did also like the banter between the captain, which was played by Titus Welliver, and then the deck officer, which was played by Kevin Dorff. I liked their, like, when he's all like, where are they? He's like, we've got them trapped. He's like, where at? In the cargo control room. Where? The cargo control room. And then they all get sucked out. I wrote down here, I literally laughed out loud when they got sucked out.
I laughed when they're like, we have to hold them here. And then the elevator opened, they shot one guy and he's like, close all the doors. Close them all.
Yeah, that's funny. I didn't laugh out loud, but it was funny. I do like that they kept bringing up the dark saber towards the end also. I wrote that down because I was like, oh, are they gonna, and now it makes sense. She's looking for the dark saber because she did have it last. I totally forgot that she had it last. I for some reason I thought Sabine Wren had it, but then she
gives it to her. Yeah.
Yeah. I had to look it up afterwards because I was like, I thought Sabine had it, but then at the same time, I really don't remember exactly, and so I did have to look it up. Yeah, she had it last, and now I want to know. I want flashbacks of the Purge of Mandalore. Like, did they just go through and just kill all Mandalorians, or did they just kill, like, the soldiery guys, all the ones in armor? Hold on. I thought I didn't dislike it, but I thought it was weird when Moff Gideon was all like, you know what to do, and then they just started plunging the ship towards well, first he killed the 2 pilots, and I'm all like, why'd you kill them? How do you know they're not into suicide and everything? But I thought that was weird, but I didn't think it was weird when he chewed the suicide tablet in his mouth. But I did think it was weird when he was all like, I'm going to plunge the ship into the sea kind of thing. I'm like, can't you just overload something?
I think it's just one of those things where it's like, you kill, don't let any of our technology get into anybody else's hands, like destroy everything. So sacrifice yourself.
Right on.
At all costs.
So then they get to the bridge, and then she's all like, where is the sword? And he's all like, if you have to ask, does he have it or something like that? I can't remember exactly what she said. And he's like, well, if you have to ask, you already know the answer.
Right.
And everything. So, yeah. And then, so they get the ship. And then
I will say this real quick. On the hallway fight, I hate it that they always make Mando the savior. It like, I know he's the hero of the story or whatever, but like when he grabbed the 2 bombs and he's running and he's getting shot, there was no consequence to that, except maybe it hurt in the moment, but he wasn't injured. It didn't seem like he was injured afterward. He just ran down the hallway. So it's kind of like, well, why don't you all just charge him if there's no if his armor can take it, you can take it, and then you're all just blasting down the hallway together. But anyway, that was kind of annoying.
I was not annoyed by that.
But to them taking the ship, yeah, like I like the whole sequence of events they got in there. They rescued the ship from being destroyed, and they killed the captain and so forth.
Right on. So then at the end, he's all like, "You told me you would help me," and she says, "Go to Corvus, the planet Corvus, and to seek out Ahsoka Tano," which I was like, "Oh," and everything. I kept writing down, "Baby Yoda is so cute. He's so cute," especially when he's like, "Ah," and he's all like gooing and guying. I thought that was great. Did you know Bryce Dallas Howard directed this episode? I don't know if you saw the thing at the end, the credit.
I did not see that Bryce Howard.
Yeah, no, she directed. I thought she did a very good job, especially with the action sequences. A lot of the times in Hollywood, you get this whole thing about how women, they don't really direct big budgets. So when they do, they have a hard time directing big fight sequences, especially their first film. And I think that Bryce Dallas Howard, especially as a director, I think she's really starting to come up. So, she's the apple from the tree. That whole scene.
Yeah. I mean, if it only goes up from here, then we're going to see good things come from her, because this was pretty good.
Right on. First question, what was your favorite part of this episode?
I mean, obviously it's going to be the storming of the ship. I mean, anybody that says that their favorite part is something different is just fooling themselves. That was, the action sequence was just, what we want to see in the Star Wars, sagas.
Right on. Well, I do have to say my favorite shot of that was when, and I said it before, when the three Mandalorians are coming down the hallway as soon as they enter into the ship, and then they're coming down the hallway. I was like, oh, this is so good. That's going to be the thumbnail.
Yeah.
And then, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, and then my next question, do you think Ahsoka Tano will appear in the next episode?
I mean, I definitely hope she does. I mean, I've been looking forward to her being in the show, or seeing something, maybe like a screenshot of her thus far. So I really hope she's in next week's. Only because how many episodes this season got? 8?
It's 8 episodes.
Yeah, so they're moving really slow. In my opinion, that's kind of why I get annoyed that I feel like this is just not as good as I want it to be, and maybe I'm just being selfish. But yeah, I was really hoping that we'd already see Ahsoka Tano by the 3rd episode. So I'm hoping she's in the next episode.
See, I don't think she's going to be in the next episode.
You don't? Well,
I think she'll be in episode 5.
Okay.
Well, because from what YouTuber Grace Randolph reported was that they had problems, and halfway through the season, it kind of switches gears, and we don't see Mando anymore, I don't think. So I'm not sure if we'll see him and then it'll just switch, but maybe we will see Ahsoka Tano like the last shot. We'll see her. So do you have any final thoughts about this episode?
Just, I mean, the only reason I gave it a 7 out of 10 is because I feel like we should be further into the storyline. The season should be moving faster for me. I feel like, I'm probably going to get a lot of haters, from the Star Wars community, but, I feel the first and second episode should have been one episode, just crunched those timelines in together. And
it's not really like that big of a controversial statement.
Well, a lot of people are going to, not, because I've heard other people comment online that this was the best episode of the series. And where I think it's all a nostalgia because we love the Mandalorians. I think that people love the Mandalorians just because they're cool. They got special armor. They're kind of like Jedi in themselves, that they have a special weapon. Jedi's got lightsabers. These guys got, their armor and so forth. And they're really good fighters. So when we see 3 or 4 of them together on screen, we're just like, this is great. But I just give it a 7 out of 10. It was okay. There was a few things. Visually, I love I loved the little cityscape when Mando's coming down and
Oh, right
messing
on.
up the
Yeah, yeah.
landing. I loved, even when the AT-AT crane's pulling him out of the water. I love the way the transport ship looks, all of that stuff. It looks fantastic. It's just, I don't know. I feel like the story's really going slow, and I want him to move a little bit faster. I want, because, I don't know. I like I said, yeah, I just wish it was moving a little faster. So I give it a 7 out of 10.
Gotcha. Yeah. No, I think it's. Listen. Gonna give you a little bit of pushback. I think it's going just fine pacing wise, just because of the sense of it's like a journey, and he's trying to find other Mandalorians, and it's obviously hard because they can't. He can't find too many of them, and when he does, they're not really Mandalorians, and his Mandalorian batch all got murdered. So, or well, I don't know. But they got killed off and everything. So, but I think it's just fine and everything. And I loved this episode. I don't know if it's the best of the series because I did like last season, the last episode. But this is definitely, if it's not the best one, it's it's an argument between the last episode of season 1 and this one because I really loved him fighting that TIE fighter. That was super good. All right.
I would say, and where I would go, the prison break episode was probably the best episode, just because he left the transponder on that space station. The X-wing show up and destroy it. It's
right
so
on. I would go ahead.
That's probably my favorite episode of the season.
Right on.
Or the series.
Right on. So far.
Far.
Yes, and then when Ahsoka Tano does show up, I hope she uses her lightsabers and a lot because I really, it'll just be so cool. I don't know.
Yeah, that's where I do hope they do have a nice little action sequence with her, fighting with her lightsabers. Maybe she's, saving Mando from stormtroopers that follow him to the planet or something, and just some cool CGI action scenes would be sweet.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so we're going to wrap this up right now. So tell me, what did you guys think about this episode? Did you like this episode? Did you not like this episode? What was your favorite part about this episode? Is this episode your favorite one of the series so far? How did you feel about seeing Bo-Katan? And are you excited to see Ahsoka Tano? Go ahead and leave all your comments in that section down below. If you like this video, go and hit that like button. I won't mind. Marlon, you won't mind either.
I won't mind.
All right. And if you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. And we will see you guys next week on Saturday when we review The Mandalorian. You guys have a good week. Bye.